of Corsairs. He needs to attack kind of at a, oh, almost catching that Corsair. Looks like that Corsair is going to slip by. Looks like he didn't want to waste it. I'm surprised he is moving the Scourges to the top position. I guess he wants to save them to engage the main Corsair fleet. And in the meantime, just going to try to take this Stargate down before it can produce more Corsairs. But if you place the Scourges right about here, usually they'll kill a Corsair as soon as it's produced. In the meantime, looks like another drone like waiting in position. As you can see, yeah, see they run right into it as soon as they're produced. A couple needs to be careful, otherwise lose a couple Mulists there to the south. Looks like Stahlife, though, in the meantime, doesn't really care. He's very comfortable, thinking about expanding yet again, and again taking another large economic cap. In the meantime, has produced a Dark Archon. Looks like he's already got level 1 up weapons upgraded. He's working on level 2. And let's see at the Templar Archives if he, is in fact upgrading Maelstrom, which is really fun with Psystorm against large groupings of Mutalisks that freezes the units in place if you're not familiar with it, and they can be damaged while they're frozen in place. So it's like an upgraded stasis basically, except it only works against organic units. So really a big Zerg killer, especially a Mutalisk killer, because it just really freezes them right in place. And it looks like Stahlife going to check the upper right hand corner, make sure that expansion wasn't taken. Both players on patrol with their huge groupings. Rise in the meantime going to take another expansion here. It looks a little bit 8 o'clock position. I want to say 9 o'clock, but it's not quite. That single cannon is still chilling here. It looks like Stahlife is thinking about taking this 12 o'clock position. He needs to be careful doing that because it is so close to Rise's base. Looks like the Mutalisks going to engage with the Corsairs, and as long as he can keep that unit grouping, those Scourges now going to be effective. Now that Corsairs on the run, and we'll see. He's going to try to run back. It looks like to this Dark Archon. I don't know if it looks like it has enough energy. But Rise is going to hold up short, doesn't want to go into any more grouping. Rise expanding once again, going to try to regain the economic advantage and at least jump some production. Looks like in the meantime, the middle lane is being opened by Stahlife, so Stahlife thinking about opening middle lane, morphing more Archons, building more Templar. Usually Templar Psystorm not so effective against, as you can see Psystorm being researched, it's not usually effective against Mutalisk harasses, but it is especially when you have Maelstrom, because you can just pin those Mutalisks to a single area with Maelstrom and then Psystorm the hell out of them. Looks like Rise pushing in. Still worry about those Corsairs, as you can see, bringing those Scourge up just to bring his units back. In the meantime, a ton of gateways going up for Stahlife, and Stahlife is going to take control of this game here in just a minute, simply because he's got the level 2 weapons upgrading, and we're going to be able to see it right here. Let's watch it tick over. Come on, let's watch it tick over. There it is, level 2. In the meantime, I don't think we're seeing still level 0 Carapace. Switching to Hydralisk, so thinking about more maybe an airdrop. We'll see if he's upgrading drop. Is in fact upgrading some of the transporting sort of things. It looks like he's opened up the middle lane and is going to take an expansion in the middle. That's unfortunate because as you can see, the middle lane also being opened on the opposite side by Stahlife. And now another engagement with the Corsairs. That Corsair grouping getting absolutely wiped out. Only a single Corsair left, and that last Corsair is also going to be wiped out. We'll see if he can draw this grouping of Mutalisks back to this Dark Archon, where he can once again Maelstrom. In the meantime, looks like Stahlife has expanded to the 12 o'clock location. He's got 5 cannons up there, so pretty well defended even against this Mutalisk grouping. A couple probes getting caught in the meantime as they're moving kind of en route. That could be a bad situation. Looks like Rise is just going to let him go. Is going to make sure that this expansion doesn't go up right here. He knows because of those movements, maybe he's just going to rely on the Hydralisks and try to open the lane. Going to also check the upper right hand corner. Expansion still at the 6 o'clock. Looks like these other expansions are starting to get producing for Rise. Just going to check the upper right hand corner, make sure Stahlife didn't drop a probe there. A couple Zealots being produced in the meantime as well. Looks like they are speed upgraded. More Dragoons being produced alongside, so Stahlife just kind of massing up. And in the meantime, it looks like, he's opening up the middle lane. So thinking about doing the killer blow from the middle lane. And unfortunately, that could be very effective because you can see the middle lane is already open on the opposite side. Hatchery going down, a couple Overlords just chilling alongside. And it looks like a large force, actually. I take it back. Looks like a large force moving to the north. And really, this could be a very effective... If Stahlife decides to open this top lane, he could be very effective at doing that simply. But a lot of Lurkers out here in the meantime. A large grouping of Lurkers. Looks like Carapace 1 came in, which is a lot better than Carapace 0 against Weapons 2. In the meantime, still also opening up the middle lane, which again I worry about because it's kind of trouble. Dragoon kind of wandering across there. But it looks like Stahlife really wants to engage at this top lane, but that could really get stymied by these Hydralisks and these lurkers here in the meantime. Hive Tech upgrading in the meantime, level 2 Carapace on its way, and we'll see what Rise decides to do kind of as an endgame strategy. Unfortunately, I think Stahlife might interrupt and actually might deliver a killer blow before that ever happens. So Lurkers pushing up, but it looks like two of them getting hit by those cannons from across the mineral line, and this is why this can oftentimes suck for Zergs and for Zerg players. Hydralisk pushing up, and looks like they're going to be able to take out that bottom line cannon. Another cannon going up in the meantime in the corner just in case. Almost lost that Hydralisk, isn't going to lose it though, and it looks like, yeah, doing a really good job. So we got basically 1, 2, 3, and then 4, but the main's almost mined out. So basically 3 expansions versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 essentially. So 3 versus 5. That's generally where you want to be. Protoss versus Zerg. Sorry, can't talk all of a sudden. Looks like another expansion going up here in the middle. While I'm thinking about it, special shout out to fragkrag. Screwed up his name in another commentary, and this time it won't be screwed up. But yeah, this is the problem. As you can see, this middle lane completely open, pushing down. Going to catch, first of all, a lot of overlords, a lot of drones, and this hatchery. And we'll see if this counter force will be enough. Usually, oh man, but there's a lot of reinforcements coming in, as well as these. See, there's the Maelstrom right there, pinning all those Mutalisks in place. And really, you want the Mutalisks so you can pick off this right here, the Psy Storm going on. And as you can see, it is doing actual damage. Another Psy Storm going off. Looks like Stahlife is just going to take out a ton of units and then back off Psy Storm as he's going. He didn't have basically that entire grouping there. A little bit of maybe hotkey mismaneuver there, but still a really effective attack. Managed to take out basically that entire Mutalist force. And because that Mutalist force is down, that's going to basically Rise either needs to reinvest that poor Hydralisk. Fool, don't chase. Basically, he needs to reinvest in that entire Mutalist force because he needs Mutalist to pick off those High Templar. Because High Templar, once they get that Psy Storm going and they can just freely Psy Storm your troops, you're screwed as a Zerg. And it looks like some Dark Templar being produced in the meantime. More Corsairs being produced, so reclaiming the airs. Looks like level 1 shield upgrade going. Already has level 3 weapons. And yeah, more High Templar, just a bunch of units being produced in the meantime for Stahlife, putting down a ton more gateways, just starting to macro out. Already has level 1 weapons on the way. And so even if those Mutalisks come back up, I'm not sure that Rise will be able to reclaim the air. Looks like he's doing okay expansion-wise. We'll see what's going on. Another huge attack group looks like it's preparing, and we'll see each of these Templar has at least 2 Psy Storms in them, if not 3. And let's see what's going on. Yeah, a couple Dark Templar moving up alongside. 12 o'clock location also has a Templar just chilling there in case. But a lot of Lurkers upgrading in the meantime, so maybe that'll be enough for Rise to kind of fight this attack off. Looks like he's expanding one more time as well, and so I worry a little bit about Rise, because Rise falling behind economically. Looks like kind of a star of overlords pushing out. First of all, he's kind of behind as far as supply count. Looks like an observer pushing up alongside too. Also, I worry about this middle lane, because Rise really has to dedicate a lot of troops, and he doesn't really have anything to pick off those Templar should they come in at Psy Storm. Now the push. Ouch, this is going to absolutely suck. Some Dark Templar pushing in, it looks like on the bottom lane in the meantime. Not sure how they got through. And those Overlords getting kind of caught. Fortunately, going to be able to at least spot that off. These Dark Templar pushing up, looks like the middle lane, wreaking havoc. There are no Overlords here. Looks like they're actually pushing off for some reason. I'm not sure why. Looks like they're actually going to be dropped off here at the bottom left-hand corner. Huge attack starting to engage here. Archons en route. Level 3 weapons versus level 2 Carapace and the Psy Storm. Nothing to stop the Psy Storm, and you can just see an Hydralisk absolutely blowing up. Psy Storm going off everywhere, destroying the Lurkers. Ouch. And it looks like there is the Defiler up to get some swarm down, but there's no units under the swarm to really fight this attack off, and Psy Storm does full effect under a swarm, and so at least looks like there's only Dragoons left though, so that Stahlife is going to back up even though there's only a single Lurker underneath that swarm in the meantime. But it looks like he's done a lot of damage here in the meantime with this Dark Templar at the 3 o'clock location and the 6 o'clock location. Looks like he managed to take this hatchery entirely out at the 6 o'clock location, so Rise in a ton of trouble here. Is basically only producing, looks like this base is entirely mined out, so only can get resources out of this middle base here. his main entirely mined out. Actually, sorry, it's not the 6 o'clock. Well, actually, yeah, it is kind of the 6 o'clock location. It's inside 6, about 7 o'clock. He's going to expand one more time to the bottom left-hand corner, but really hurting for resources right now. Looks like he's going to do some long-distance mining here, and another attack coming across the middle. This time with some Archons en route. Looks like the observer. I think that's another reason that Stahlife backed off, is he lost an observer in that last attack. And I don't think there's enough to really back this off. Loading up with a couple. Looks like he loaded up a couple troops, a couple Hydralisks. Was thinking about doing a drop there. I just don't think it's going to be enough. Dark Templar are still hanging out here in the meantime, and yeah, these Archons just charging into Ryze's base. Ryze has nothing to stop them from just pushing into the main. Level 3, man, just the upgrade across the board, so strong for Stahlife, and so we're going to see Ryze GG here in just a second, trying to get some creep colonies down. Just has nothing to defend here. Absolutely nothing to stop the overwhelming power of the Protoss, his Protoss foe. So it looks like OD going to go down 0-1. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Special apologies to OD and Light for this. And yeah, thanks for Xerus for getting me the replays afterwards and all that. And hopefully we'll get these up fairly quickly. Thanks for listening, guys.